Welcome to Udofia Animations, the home of life-changing Christian stories that inspire, challenge, and teach godly values. In today's story, we bring you a moving tale of sacrifice, integrity, and the choices that define our future. You'll watch how one man's act of kindness costs him what others would call a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, but leaves us all wondering. Was it a loss, or the beginning of something far greater? Sit back, and let's journey together through this unforgettable story.
Oh, Lord! That was unexpected. My heart is still pounding from the shock of it. In just a moment, I could have been lying here helpless, unable to move. But you, oh God, have kept me safe. No bones broken, no sharp pain that refuses to let me stand. I know that many have slipped and their entire lives changed in 1 second, yet here I am, still able to get up. I will not take this for granted. Thank you, Lord, for your protection, for watching over me even in the small details of my day. It's as if you're reminding me that each step I take is under your care. I will rise, dust myself, and continue, because my purpose today still stands.
Wow! We are extremely late.
We need to start running, lest we miss out in the interview.
Excuse me, please. I'm sorry to stop you, but I urgently need your help. I'm on my way to an important interview session, but I'm feeling a little unwell. There is a pharmacy just down that street. Could either of you help me buy some pain relief and bottled water? I'll give you the money right here.
Madam, we are actually heading for an interview ourselves. We're already running late because the bus delayed us. I'm afraid if I stop now, I'll lose my chance to make it in time. I'm really sorry. I wish you quick recovery, but I have to keep going. Daniel, let's go. We can't afford to miss this interview.
Let's just help her. We will still meet up.
No. I have to go alone if you're not coming. See you there.
Madam, please don't be worried. I understand how important it is to keep to time, but I also believe that helping someone in need is just as important as keeping an appointment. If I were in your position, I would want someone to care enough to stop. Please give me the details of what you need, and I'll get it quickly for you. Even if I end up late for my interview, I know I would rather have a peaceful conscience than regret ignoring someone who clearly needed help.
Young man, your heart is rare in this time and age. Thank you for putting humanity above personal convenience. I need 2 packets of paracetamol tablets, a small bottle of honey lemon lozenges, and a chilled bottle of water. Please, be careful on the road, and keep the change for your trouble.
Thank you, madam, but I'll only take exactly what you give for the purchase. I believe kindness should not be for sale. I'll be back in a few minutes.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I trust you all found your way here without too much difficulty. First, allow me to welcome you on behalf of our organization. Today is an important day not only for you, but also for us as a company, because we are looking to identify individuals whose skills, integrity, and attitude will strengthen our team. I must emphasize that punctuality is not just a courtesy, it is the soul of business. Arriving early shows discipline, respect for other people's time, and readiness to take responsibility. In the corporate world, time is a resource that, once lost, can never be regained. Therefore, our policy is clear: Any applicant who is not present at the start of the interview session will unfortunately not be permitted to participate. This is not to be harsh, but to uphold the standard that we expect from every member of our workforce. For those of you who are here right now, I congratulate you for making the effort to arrive on time. I encourage you to remain calm, confident, and attentive as you go through the process. Remember, today is an opportunity to show not just what you know, but also who you are as a person. On behalf of the company, I wish you the very best of success in advance. Excuse me, please. Hello. Good morning, madam.
Linda, good morning. I'm calling to inform you that I will not be able to make it to the interview today. I had a little fall at home this morning, and though I managed to set out, I began feeling unwell on the way. I've stopped by the roadside to rest, and I think it's best I return home to avoid worsening my condition. Please go ahead with the interviews as planned. Make sure you keep accurate records of all the applicants present, including their time of arrival and their responses during the process. I will review the reports and your recommendations later.
Oh, Mrs. Evelyn, I'm so sorry to hear this. I truly hope it's nothing serious. Please, take your time to rest and get well. I assure you, everything will be handled smoothly here. I will make sure each candidate is assessed fairly and that their performance is documented in detail. I'll also keep the attendance record neat so you can see who is punctual and who is not. Thank you, Linda. I trust your judgment. Please also remember to observe not just what they say, but how they say it, their composure, their listening skills, their attitude to questions. Sometimes, the best candidate is not only the one with the right answers, but also the one with the right attitude. Understood, madam? I'll take everything into account. Don't worry, the process will be in good hands. Please, focus on getting better. I'll send you an update once we finish the first stage. Thank you, Linda. I'll be expecting your message. Goodbye, and God bless. Goodbye, madam. Wishing you a quick recovery.
Madam, here are the items you requested: 2 packets of paracetamol, honey lemon lozenges, and the bottled water. The pharmacist also advised that you take the tablets with some water immediately to ease the discomfort.
Thank you so much, young man. I truly appreciate your kindness. You didn't have to do this, especially since you mentioned you had somewhere important to be. I am deeply grateful that you still made the sacrifice.
Madam, my late grandmother used to tell me that no matter how important your mission is, if you meet someone in need, helping them could be the very reason God allowed you to pass that way. I believe opportunities will always come again, but compassion, if ignored, leaves a stain on the heart. That is why I didn't hesitate.
That is a rare mindset in our world today. Most people think only about what they stand to gain. I hope life rewards you for this act, Daniel. But please, take this money for your time and effort. It's not payment for kindness, but just a small way to say thank you.
Madam, I truly appreciate the gesture, but my conscience will not allow me to take it. I help you because it is the right thing to do, not because I expected a reward. Just your smile and knowing you are feeling a little better is enough for me.
Then at least accept my blessing. May God go before you today and open the right doors for you. You have shown a heart of service, and I believe God sees it. I wish I could stay and see how your day goes, but I think I need to return home to rest. Even after taking the medication, I still feel uneasy.
I understand, madam. Please drive carefully and take the rest you need. I'll head to my own appointment now. Thank you for your prayers.
And thank you for your compassion. Goodbye, Daniel.
Good morning, madam. I'm here for the interview. I'm sorry I'm late. Something urgent came up on my way here.
Good morning. Unfortunately, the instruction was very clear: punctuality is the soul of business. Once the process begins, no applicant who arrives late is allowed to participate. We already closed the list and have started with those who were here on time.
Madam, please, I understand rules are important, but I was delayed because I stopped to help someone in distress. She was unwell and needed medication urgently. I couldn't just ignore her. I came as fast as I could afterward.
I respect your reason, and it speaks well of your character. However, I must also respect the process and maintain fairness. If I allow you in now, it will send the wrong message to others who managed to be here early despite their own challenges. Sometimes, discipline requires that even good intentions face the weight of the rules.
I understand, madam. It's hard to accept that doing what felt right would cost me this opportunity. But I suppose life has its lessons.
Indeed, it does. Let me give you this advice: opportunities may close, but character will always create new ones. Keep your integrity. I will keep your name in mind should another opening arise.
Thank you, madam. I appreciate your honesty. I'll take this as a lesson and hope for better days ahead.
You may all move to room 005 and wait there for your turn.
Evelyn? You're back? This is quite unusual. At this hour, you should be in the middle of your interview sessions, meeting applicants and reviewing their profiles. What has happened? You left this morning looking so prepared and determined. Did something urgent come up at the office, or has something happened to you personally?
My dear, it has been an unusual morning indeed. I left the house on time, intending to head straight to the office for the interviews. But even before I could reach my car, I had a small incident right here in the parlor. I was walking quickly, probably a little too quickly, and I slipped on the tiled floor. I fell suddenly, hitting my knee slightly. It was not severe, but the shock of it took me by surprise. I sat there for a moment, thanking God that it wasn't worse, that I could still stand and walk. After composing myself, I got into the car and drove off, hoping to still make it to the office without any further problems.
That already sounds like quite a start to the day. But you still look unsettled, so I'm guessing that was not the end of the story.
Not at all. As I was driving, just a short distance from here, I began to feel strange, slight dizziness, a dull headache, and a general sense of discomfort. It was not the sort of thing I could ignore while driving. So I pulled over by the roadside to rest a little. I noticed a young man and a young woman walking together. I called out to them, explained my situation, and asked if either of them could help me buy some medication and bottled water from a pharmacy nearby. The lady quickly declined, saying she was late for an interview, and walked on. But the young man stopped, listened to me patiently, and agreed to help. He went all the way to the pharmacy, bought the medication, and refused to take any reward for it, saying that kindness should not be sold.
That is rare. In today's world, many people would have either ignored you or tried to take advantage of the situation. This young man must have a good upbringing. But if he helped you so selflessly, why didn't you bring him along to the office so you could acknowledge him or at least put in a good word for him during the interview process?
I offered to assist him if there was anything I could do, but he politely refused. He told me that helping me was not about expecting something in return and that he did not want any form of payment or a special favor. To be honest, I was feeling too unwell to insist. I simply thanked him, prayed for him, and told him I needed to return home and rest. He left to continue to his own appointment, and I drove back here.
So, you have no idea who he is, what his name is, or where he was heading exactly?
None at all. He never introduced himself, and I didn't think to ask. I only know his face, and even that I can't say I would recall with absolute certainty, because I was in discomfort and more focused on getting the medicine. If he walked past me tomorrow in a crowd, I'm not sure I would recognize him instantly. All I can say is that he had a gentle voice, a calm manner, and a way of speaking that showed genuine concern. That, to me, is more memorable than his physical appearance.
Evelyn, you may not realize it now, but this encounter might not be the last time you meet him. Life has a way of bringing such people back into our paths when the time is right. For now, you should rest. I can see you still look pale. I will bring you something warm to drink, and perhaps later, you can call your HR officer to make sure the interviews are going smoothly without you.
I already spoke to her on the phone before leaving the roadside. She's handling everything perfectly. And yes, I will rest. I just can't stop thinking about that young man, how he chose compassion over his own urgency. It's the kind of character you rarely see these days.
Well, maybe God put him in your path for a reason, even if you don't know what it is yet. Sometimes seeds are planted in the most unexpected ways.
Good morning, Patricia. We appreciate your punctuality and your calm presence. We'll begin by asking you to briefly introduce yourself and explain why you believe you are the most suitable candidate for this position. Good morning, panel members. My name is Patricia, and I hold a bachelor's degree in business administration, with additional certifications in project management and corporate communications. Over the past 5 years, I have worked in progressively challenging administrative roles, where I learned to combine efficiency with people management. I believe I am suitable for this position because I not only possess the technical skills required, but I also bring a solution-oriented mindset and a commitment to integrity. I understand that this company has a high standard for excellence, and I am prepared to match and exceed that expectation through dedication and continuous improvement.
This position requires someone who can work under pressure while managing multiple responsibilities. Can you give us an example from your past experience where you handled a high-pressure situation successfully?
Certainly, sir. In my previous role as an administrative coordinator, I once managed the sudden resignation of 2 team members during the peak of a client project. The workload was enormous, and deadlines were tight. I quickly reorganized the workflow, redistributed tasks according to individual strengths, and personally handled the client communication to ensure transparency and trust. By working extra hours and maintaining team morale, we not only met the deadline, but also received commendation from the client for our professionalism. That experience taught me that pressure, if managed strategically, can be turned into an opportunity for exceptional performance. This role also demands a high level of ethical decision-making, especially when faced with conflicting interests. How do you ensure that you maintain integrity in such situations? I believe integrity is non-negotiable. In situations where personal gain might conflict with organizational ethics, I choose to align with the company's code of conduct and long-term reputation. For instance, in a past scenario, I was offered an incentive by a vendor to influence a procurement decision. I politely refused and reported the incident to my supervisor. Excuse me, please. While it might have cost me a personal benefit, I gained the trust of my superiors and helped the company avoid a potentially damaging partnership. To me, success without integrity is not success at all.
Impressive. You clearly have a strong sense of responsibility.
Patricia, thank you for your thoughtful responses. We have no further questions at this time. Please wait in the reception area while we conclude everything and get back to all of you before you finally go home.
I must say, Patricia demonstrates a clear understanding of both the technical and ethical demands of this position. She speaks with clarity, gives specific examples, and maintains a professional composure. For a role as competitive as this, she is a strong contender.
I agree completely. She answered every question directly, without hesitation, and showed not just experience but a maturity of thought. She seems to understand the company's culture and values, which is critical. She has stood out so far. While we still need to review the performance of other candidates, I can already see that she has the qualities we are searching for: punctuality, confidence, and ethical grounding. I'll make sure her assessment is noted clearly in the report from Mrs. Evelyn. Having said that, I must commend you all for your time and dedication. I will duly inform the personnel manager until how this session went and hope that she will appreciate you all when she finally recovers and returns to office. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, madam.
Linda, how is it going over there? Have the interviews been progressing smoothly without any disruptions?
Yes, madam. Everything has been going well. We have completed a good number of the sessions, and I have been keeping detailed records as you instructed. The candidates have shown a range of abilities, but I must highlight one in particular, Patricia's. She arrived on time, was well prepared, and answered almost every question with confidence and clarity. Her responses showed both professional competence and strong personal values. The panel was genuinely impressed by her performance, and we are leaning toward recommending her strongly for the role.
That's good to hear. In a highly competitive selection like this, finding someone who can combine skill with integrity is not always easy. Did she handle the pressure well during questioning?
Extremely well, madam. She maintained her composure throughout, gave practical examples from her past work, and demonstrated the kind of ethical judgment this company values. She even shared a situation where she refused a bribe and reported it, which speaks volumes about her character. Honestly, if the decision rested solely on today's performance, she would be a top choice.
Excellent. Please ensure that all your observations about her are well documented. While we still need to review the entire list of candidates, I appreciate you pointing out exceptional performances. Keep me updated once the interviews are fully concluded.
Of course, madam. I'll send you a comprehensive report once we finish the final sessions. And please, do rest, you'll need your strength for the next stages. Thank you, Linda. I'm grateful for your efficiency and commitment. Goodbye for now. Goodbye, madam. Daniel, I still cannot believe what you did today. Do you have any idea what you have thrown away? This was not just another casual interview, it was for a highly placed company, a role people would fight tooth and nail to get. People prepared for weeks, prayed for months, and here you are, casually tossing your own chance into the dustbin. And for what? To help someone who clearly has already made it in life and didn't need your sacrifice to survive.
Patricia, it's not as if I don't know the value of this opportunity. But when I saw that woman by the roadside, clearly in discomfort and needing help, something in my heart. Patricia, I couldn't just drive past her. She was in distress, she needed help. She could have been anyone's mother or sister. My conscience wouldn't have let me live it down if I ignored her.
Conscience? Conscience doesn't feed people, Daniel. Conscience doesn't pay bills. Conscience doesn't secure a future. Do you think your mother prayed day and night, fasting and begging God for you to get this opportunity, only for you to turn it down in the name of helping someone who's already made it in life? She was the personnel manager for the same company, wasn't she? Even if you didn't help her, she would have still gone home to comfort and security. Meanwhile, You have nothing to show for yourself except this blunder.
Patricia, please. I know how much my mother wanted this for me. But I can't measure my actions purely by the outcome. Sometimes doing what's right means accepting the loss. Please, don't tell her yet. Let me explain it to her myself when I've found the right words. I don't want her to be crushed all at once.
No, Daniel. She deserves to hear the truth now, not later. She has the right to know that you stood before the door of opportunity and chose to walk away from it. She has the right to know that her sacrifices, her prayers, her hope, were answered, but you turned the answer into a missed chance. And I'm not going to hide that from her.
Patricia, please, I'm begging you. If you tell her tonight, it will break her heart. I'll talk to her in a way that helps her understand my decision. Please, don't make her hear it in anger.
I'm sorry, Daniel, but you've made your decision, and now I'll make mine. When I get home, I will call her and tell her exactly what happened, word for word. Maybe she will speak some sense into you before you waste any more of your life. You might think you acted nobly, but in my eyes, you've just shown the world that you don't know how to seize your own future.
So nothing I say can change your mind?
Nothing, Daniel. This is not just about you anymore, it's about the people who believe in you and depend on you. And I refuse to lie to protect you from the consequences of your own choices.
Take your time, Evelyn. Don't rush yourself. I'm glad you agreed to let me drive you today. The way you've been feeling since yesterday still worries me. Please, remember to take things slow in the office. No need to push yourself too hard.
Thank you, dear. I promise I'll manage myself. I just need to catch up on a few things and check on how the interview went yesterday. Linda should have the details ready. I can't just stay home completely when there's work piling up.
Good morning, Ma. I'm glad to see you back. I was a bit worried yesterday when you didn't make it to the interviews. How are you feeling today?
Better than yesterday, but still not at my best. I'm just thankful for strength enough to come in. Tell me, Linda, how was it? How did the candidates perform? Were there any that stood out?
Ma, the interview went on well, even though some candidates didn't make it because they came late. We tried to follow the schedule as strictly as possible, just as you instructed. Among those who came on time, Patricia stood out remarkably. Her confidence, clarity of thought, and ability to answer almost every question from the panel impressed all the interviewers. In fact, some of them are already recommending her for the position.
That's good to hear. It's always refreshing when someone shows the skill and seriousness a company needs. And what about the overall conduct of the interview? Any issues?
Nothing major, Ma. Everything went smoothly. I made sure to keep detailed records of attendance, individual scores, and comments from the panel. I've prepared a comprehensive report so you can go through it at your convenience.
Excellent, Linda. Please, when you're done here, drop that report in my office. I want to review it and also check on a few matters with HR before the day ends. Thank you for holding things together yesterday.
You're welcome, Ma. I'll have the report on your desk in a few minutes. Patricia. My dear, what a surprise. I didn't know you would be coming by today. How did the interview go? I've been praying without ceasing, asking God to open this door for my son. Ma, I wish I came with good news. I really do. But I can't stand by and let you keep hoping without knowing what happened yesterday. Daniel. He didn't attend the interview. Didn't attend? What do you mean he didn't attend? Was he sick? Was there an accident? No, Ma. He was fine. In fact, we arrived at the venue. But on his way there, he saw Mrs. Evelyn, the personnel manager, by the roadside, looking unwell. He decided to park his car, go buy her medication, and see her safely on her way. By the time he returned, he was late. They refused to let him in. Ma, he gave up this opportunity, this very chance you've prayed for day and night, because he wanted to help someone who already has everything in life. Patricia. Are you telling me my son chose to miss the interview? He chose to throw away all the sacrifices, all the fasting, all the nights I stayed awake begging God for him, because he decided to play the hero for a woman who has a job, a home, and more than enough means to take care of herself? Yes, Ma. And when I confronted him about it, he kept saying his conscience wouldn't let him drive past her. I understand kindness, Ma, but there is a time for everything. This was his future on the line, and he just let it go. I told him I would tell you because you deserve to know the truth. I don't even know what to say. My heart is heavy. I taught him to help people, yes, but I also taught him to seize the opportunities God puts before him. This is hard to understand. Ma, I'm not telling you to turn against him. I just want you to talk to him, to make him see that life will not always give second chances. Sometimes the only door that opens is the one in front of us, and if we don't walk through it, we may never get another.
Daniel, my guy, we've been dying to hear from you since yesterday. You've kept us in suspense. Come on, don't keep us hanging. Tell us you nailed that interview. I mean, with all the preparation you've been doing, it should be good news. Exactly. I already told my cousin to start saving money because he'll soon be coming to beg you for a job in that big company. So, tell us, did they give you the offer on the spot?
I'm ready to toast to your new life, bro. Just say the word and we'll celebrate properly.
Guys, I didn't even make it to the interview. I never sat in front of the panel. Something happened on the way, and I had to stop. That's why I was late, and by the time I got there, they wouldn't let me in.
Wait, what do you mean something happened? Did your car break down? Was there an accident on the road?
No. It wasn't that. On my way, I saw Mrs. Evelyn, the personnel manager of the same company, parked by the roadside looking very sick. She said she wasn't feeling strong enough to continue her journey. I couldn't just leave her there, so I parked my car, asked around for a pharmacy, and went to get her some medication. By the time I came back and continued my trip, I was too late for the interview.
You mean to tell me you missed the interview of your life? To play nurse to the personnel manager? A woman who probably has her own doctor on speed dial? Daniel, you've got to be joking.
This has to be the dumbest thing I've heard all year. You had one job, to get to that interview early and grab your chance. Instead, you went to buy medicine for someone who can afford 10 people to do it for her. Do you think they will reward you for that? Do you think she'll magically give you the job because you were kind?
Daniel, you're a good man, no doubt, but you're also the kind of good man that life steps on. You don't understand timing. You could have called someone else to help her or at least made sure you reached the office first before worrying about her.
I couldn't do that, guys. She was clearly in distress. I didn't want to gamble with her health just so I could sit for my interview. Yes, it was important to me, but helping her in that moment felt like the right thing to do. If I had ignored her and something worse happened, I wouldn't forgive myself.
Wow. So you sacrificed your own future to make sure a well-to-do manager was comfortable? That's noble, Daniel. Very noble. But let's see how far nobility will pay your bills.
Bro, let's be real, opportunities like that don't come every day. You just waved goodbye to it in the name of kindness. You can't eat kindness. You can't show kindness as proof of income to your landlord. You basically told your future, wait for me, I need to play hero first, and your future said, no thanks.
From today, I'll call you Saint Daniel, patron of lost opportunities. You mean well, but you don't think well when it matters most. And that, my friend, is why you're sitting here with us instead of signing your employment letter right now.
Daniel. Sit down. We need to talk. Patricia was here earlier today, and she told me something I still cannot fully process. She said you missed the interview yesterday, not because you were sick, not because of a traffic accident, but because you stopped on the road to buy medicine for someone. I need you to explain this to me yourself, because right now my heart is heavy and my mind is full of questions.
Ma, I don't even know where to begin. Yes, what Patricia said is true. On my way to the interview, I saw Mrs. Evelyn, the company's personnel manager, parked by the roadside looking weak and unwell. She could barely hold herself together. I stopped, I spoke to her, and she told me she wasn't feeling strong enough to continue. Ma, I couldn't just drive past her. She's someone's wife, someone's daughter, and in that moment, she was completely vulnerable. I told her to rest, then I went to get her medication from a nearby pharmacy. By the time I returned, I was already late for the interview, and they refused to let me in.
So you chose to lose an opportunity we prayed for, fasted for, and dreamed about, because you decided to be a good Samaritan? Daniel, I raised you to be compassionate, but also to be wise. You could have called for help, or asked someone else to buy the medicine while you continued your journey. Instead, you put your own future aside for someone who already has means and influence. Do you know how rare an opportunity like that interview is?
Ma, I know exactly what I lost. I've thought about it every hour since yesterday. But I also know what I would have lost inside myself if I had driven away and later found out she collapsed or died because I did nothing. I would rather miss the interview than allow someone to die when I could have helped. This wasn't about her wealth or her position, it was about humanity. If it had been you by the roadside in that state, wouldn't you want someone to stop for you? Wouldn't you pray for a stranger to choose compassion over ambition? I acted according to my conscience, and yes, it cost me, but I can live with myself knowing I didn't turn away.
Daniel. You have a good heart, I won't deny that. But the world does not always reward good hearts the way we think it should. I hope and pray this act of kindness will come back to bless you, because right now, it feels like you've sacrificed too much. I'm not angry anymore, just worried for you. Ma, I have the final compiled results from the panel. All the scores, comments, and attendance records are in here. I thought you might want to review them before forwarding to management.
Yes, Linda, thank you. Let's go through them together. I've been curious to see how the candidates fared, especially since I couldn't be there myself. It's a pity my health got in the way, but I'm glad you were able to handle things in my absence.
Well, as expected, the panel was strict about punctuality. Anyone who arrived late was not allowed in. Some candidates were very upset about it, but we had to follow the schedule to maintain fairness. Of the ones who did make it, Patricia stood out significantly. Her answers were clear, structured, and confident. The panel even commented that she seemed to already understand the company's vision.
That's promising. It's rare to find someone who can both answer questions accurately and present themselves with such confidence. Did she handle the pressure well?
Very well, Ma. She didn't panic or stumble, even on the more technical questions. On the flip side, there were a few promising names who, unfortunately, didn't make it past the reception due to lateness.
I see. That's unfortunate. Sometimes a delay can erase months of preparation. I wonder, was Daniel among those late candidates? I never saw him after that incident on the road.
Yes, Ma. He came late. I don't know all the details, but he wasn't allowed to enter. It's a shame, really, because I had a feeling he might have done well.
Life can be strange. Sometimes the choices we make in a single moment can change the direction of our lives. Let's finish reviewing the rest, Linda. We'll have to submit this list by tomorrow.
2 days now. And the image won't leave my mind. Her face. Pale, exhausted, barely able to stand. I knew in that moment I had a choice: keep driving and guard my future, or stop and guard her life. I chose her life. And now, here I am. No interview. No offer. Just the echo of a choice I can't undo. Still, what if I had gone in? What if I'd been called into that room, stared down by a panel of experts, and found my mind empty? What if I fumbled over my words, gave the wrong answers, and still lost the job? Would that have been easier to live with? Or would I still be haunted by the thought that, while I sat trying to impress strangers, someone else was fighting to stay on their feet? Maybe people are right. Maybe I don't know how to put myself first. But if putting myself first means turning my back on a human being in need, then perhaps I'm not meant for the kind of success that demands that. Still, this was the kind of opportunity that comes once in a lifetime. I can't deny that losing it hurts. And it will hurt for a long time.
Of all the things I have seen in my career, nothing has left me so speechless as what happened yesterday. A young man, on the very day of an interview that could change his life, stopped his journey for me. Me. A woman he barely knows. He chose to serve a stranger instead of seizing his own chance. Who does that? In this world, where everyone is racing ahead, clutching opportunities with both hands, he let his slip away without bitterness, without complaint. I am alive today, able to sit here, because he chose to care. And yet, I can't reward him. The rules are the rules. Lateness means disqualification. My hands are tied. I can't give him the job he lost, but I can pray for him. And so I will. God, please bless him in ways my authority cannot. Let doors open for him that no panel can close. If the seed he planted in helping me yesterday is buried now, let it grow into something far greater than he imagines. Because the kind of heart that sacrifices opportunity for compassion is too rare to be forgotten.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming together for this final deliberation. We've all had the chance to review the panel's notes and the performance scores. Let's discuss the candidates and make our decision. Mrs. Evelyn, since you weren't present during the interviews, perhaps you can guide us based on the compiled feedback from the panel.
Yes, sir. From all the records and the comments, one candidate's name appears repeatedly in the most positive terms, Patricia Williams. The panel unanimously commended her confidence, clarity of thought, and ability to address both general and technical questions with precision. They noted that she handled pressure well, maintained eye contact, and gave examples in her responses that matched the company's vision and work ethics.
I reviewed her file as well. She scored consistently high across all sections. In fact, in the problem-solving exercise, she not only provided the correct answer, but also explained the reasoning behind her choice, which shows a deeper level of understanding. She's not just guessing, she's thinking critically.
I agree. And I'd like to add that her communication skills are excellent. For a role that requires client interaction and internal coordination, this is exactly the type of presence we need. I see no reason to prolong the discussion. She's clearly the standout candidate.
Well, since everyone seems to be in agreement, I propose we make this official. Patricia Williams will be offered the position. All in favor?
Yes.
Good. Let's proceed. The HR department will prepare the appointment letter and contact her today to schedule the formalities. Mrs. Evelyn, please ensure she's welcomed properly into the team once she reports.
Of course, sir. I'll see to it personally.
Hello, this is Patricia. Good afternoon, Miss Williams. This is Sandra from the reception desk at Greenfield Industries. I'm calling with some good news regarding your interview performance. Oh. I'm listening. Please go on. I'm pleased to inform you that the management team has completed their review, and you have been selected for the position you interviewed for. The panel was very impressed with your performance, and the decision was unanimous. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I truly appreciate this opportunity. I'm grateful to the panel and to the company for trusting me with this role.
You're most welcome. Please take note, you are to report to the HR department tomorrow at 10 a.m. to complete your appointment documentation and go through your onboarding briefing. You'll need to bring along all your original credentials for verification, as well as a passport photograph. Understood? I'll be there on time and with everything needed. Thank you again for the call and for the warm welcome. It's our pleasure. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Once again, congratulations, Miss Williams. Thank you. Have a great day. You are welcome. Why are you staring at me? Is anything wrong? Patricia, my dear. What a surprise to see you here at this time. Please, come inside. How did it go? Good afternoon, Ma. Thank you. Well, I wish I could say we both made it, but things didn't exactly happen as planned for Daniel. I did attend the interview, and by God's grace, I've just been called and offered the position. The management said my performance stood out, and I'm to report tomorrow to sign my appointment letter. Patricia. That is wonderful news. I am so proud of you. You've always been hardworking and focused. This is the kind of testimony I prayed for both you and my son. But if you made it, then where was Daniel? Wasn't he with you? Ma, this is exactly why I came here. Daniel never even stepped into the interview hall as I told you. On our way to the company, he saw a young man in trouble and insisted on helping him, even though it meant missing his own interview. I kept warning him that this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, but he said he'd rather help a stranger than arrive at the venue on time. In the end, I went in alone.
So, Patricia, you've actually come here to tell my mother? To add salt to injury? To make sure she sees me as a failure before I even have the chance to explain?
Tell me I'm wrong, because I don't know how to process this.
Ma, it's true. I know how it sounds, and I know you prayed day and night for me to succeed. But I couldn't ignore someone in serious need. That young man was in real danger, and I couldn't just walk away. Yes, I lost the interview, but I would have lost my peace for the rest of my life if I had walked past him to chase a job.
Do you hear yourself, Daniel? People work their whole lives for a chance like this. We live in a world where opportunities don't come twice. I raised you to be compassionate, yes, but not to throw away your future in the name of helping people who will not remember you tomorrow.
I understand you're disappointed, Ma. I am too. But some things are more important than a career. If I didn't help that person and later found out they had lost their life, no job could have erased that guilt from my heart. I can apply for other jobs, but I can't bring back a life once it's gone. We talked about this case before. I hope you let it go long ago. Her success should not be a nightmare to me, please. Patricia, I wish you success, but do not encroach my space any longer, please.
Daniel, you keep saying this, but you are forgetting that we don't know if that person was in as much danger as you think. You took a gamble with your future without even thinking twice.
Maybe so. But that's a gamble I can live with.
I can't believe you, Daniel. I am proud you have a good heart, but right now, that good heart has cost you the breakthrough we've been asking God for. I don't even know what to say to you.
Evelyn, you look worn out and troubled. What is the matter? I thought today was supposed to be your interview session at the office. Did something go wrong at work?
Yes, Andrew. The board met today and confirmed their choice. As expected, Patricia, the same young lady who walked away from me when I needed help on the road, has been given the appointment. They praised her punctuality, her quick responses during the interview, and her overall performance. They spoke of her like she was the perfect fit, and I could not say a word without exposing the whole incident.
And what about Daniel? Did anyone bring up his name, or at least mention his absence and the reason behind it?
Not at all. To them, Daniel was just another name on the list of absentees, a candidate who didn't make it in time and therefore was automatically disqualified. They never knew the reason, Andrew. They didn't see the young man who dropped his own ambition to help me. They didn't hear how he ran to the pharmacy, brought me the medication, waited to make sure I was all right before continuing on his way. The board only saw one thing, that he was not there when his name was called.
This is the painful reality of the world we live in. People judge by what they see on the surface, not by the sacrifices made behind the scenes. Patricia's punctuality is visible to them. Daniel's compassion is invisible.
And that is what breaks my heart, Andrew. Because in my eyes, Daniel is the kind of person any company should want, selfless, dependable, and ready to act in an emergency. If I were in charge, I would have created a place for him right away. But in their eyes, he is simply late. And now he goes home empty-handed, while the person who refused to help me walks away with the prize.
Then perhaps, my dear, it is time for you to think about whether there's something you can do for Daniel yourself. You may not be able to reverse the board's decision, but maybe you can create an opportunity where his good heart will be valued.
You are right, Andrew. If the system will not see him, then I will. I cannot just watch a young man lose such a chance, because he chose compassion over ambition. He may not know it yet, but I will find a way to make sure his kindness is rewarded.
Ah, Daniel. My man. I came to hear the good news. I thought by now you'd be celebrating and buying us drinks for landing that big job. So, tell me, when are we popping the bottles? There's no celebration, Chica. The job is gone. They've given it to Patricia. Patricia? The same girl that walked away from that woman you were helping? So she made it and you're here on this bench? My guy, I thought you said God would reward you? Looks like God is on break today. Shika, I made my choice. I knew the risks. I helped someone who needed me in that moment. Yes, I missed the interview, but I can live with myself knowing I didn't turn my back on a person in distress. Ha. My brother, conscience is sweet, but it doesn't pay rent. While Patricia is preparing to start work and earn her first salary, you're here massaging your morals. This world doesn't clap for good hearts, it claps for smart moves. And you just proved you're not smart. Maybe you're right about how the world works. But if being smart means ignoring someone who might have collapsed or even died, then I'd rather be called foolish. Money can be made again, opportunities can come again, but a life lost is gone forever. My guy, when hunger starts to bite, you'll remember this conversation. In fact, I should call you Brother Charity from now on. You sacrificed a job for someone who probably doesn't even remember your name. Nawa for you, Daniel. She remembers. And I remember. That's enough for me. All right, Brother Charity. Enjoy your reward. I'll be at the bar with people who know how to seize an opportunity when they see one.
Patricia, congratulations once again on your appointment. You should be very proud of yourself. The board members were quite impressed with your interview performance. Your punctuality, confidence, and ability to respond to questions directly all worked in your favor. Thank you very much, Ma. Honestly, I worked hard to prepare for that interview, and I'm glad the effort paid off. This is a dream come true for me. Now, let me take you through your job specification and entitlements. As a senior administrative officer, you'll be in charge of overseeing office operations, supervising the clerical staff, and ensuring that all administrative processes run smoothly. You'll be reporting directly to the personnel manager, although for now, she is recovering from a brief illness. I understand, Ma. I'm ready to take on the role fully. As for your entitlements, your starting monthly salary will be 350,000 naira, with the possibility of an increment after your first performance review. You will also receive a monthly transport allowance, a health insurance package covering you and one dependent, and an annual leave of 21 working days. Additionally, the company will provide you with an official laptop and a modest travel allowance for work-related trips. That's incredible, Ma. I'm truly grateful. I will give my very best to justify the trust the company has placed in me. That's what we expect, Patricia. Welcome to the team. You can start settling into your new office right away. Well, look who we have here. Daniel, the Good Samaritan of the Year. How's life treating you without the job you willingly threw away?
Patricia. Good evening. I didn't expect to see you here.
Good evening? That's all you have to say? You know, I was just driving back from my first week at work, the job you could have had if you hadn't decided to play hero on the road. Honestly, I can't help but wonder if you ever regret it when you see people moving forward while you're still. Well. Here.
I don't regret helping someone in need, Patricia. A job can be replaced. A life cannot.
Yes. We've all heard your noble speech before. But here's the difference, I have a job, a steady income, and a future in a reputable company. You have. What exactly? Your conscience? That won't put food on the table or fuel in a car.
Maybe not. But it helps me sleep at night knowing I didn't turn my back on someone who needed me.
Sleep well, then. Because while you're sleeping peacefully, some of us will be building a life, traveling, and enjoying the rewards of thinking about ourselves first. The world doesn't remember the heroes who lost everything. It celebrates the winners who made it to the top.
If that's what success means to you, Patricia, then I wish you all the best. Enjoy your evening.
Look at him. Still walking, still in the same place, while I'm already miles ahead. Life is about choices, and I made mine. I chose myself, my future, my security, and it's paying off. He can keep clinging to that so-called moral victory, but morals don't buy fuel or pay rent. People like Daniel will spend their lives sacrificing for others and have nothing to show for it. Meanwhile, I'll keep rising, because I understand the game. The world respects results, not good intentions. Yes. I made the right choice, and I'll never apologize for putting myself first.
She thinks I'm a fool. Maybe in her world I am. But deep down, I know I did the right thing. That woman might have been a stranger, but in that moment, she was someone's mother, someone's wife, someone's loved one, and she needed help. I could not walk past her and still call myself a man. The job was important, yes, but a life is priceless. Opportunities will come again, but a human life once lost is gone forever. If helping her means I walk this road alone for a while, then so be it. I'd rather carry an empty wallet than a guilty heart.
Sometimes, the world calls it foolishness. But heaven calls it love. Daniel walks away without the job, mocked by many, while Patricia drives off in pride with her new position. But what no one knows is that the woman Daniel helped is more connected than anyone imagines. And the story is far from over. Could this unexpected twist turn Daniel's loss into a blessing beyond his imagination? You don't want to miss what happens next. Join us in part 2, where the tables may begin to turn.